Hello, Bailey Wakers! It's another beautiful Thursday evening. sa mga first time lang sa ating weekly BailiTIP Thursdays, I am Grace Parazo, founder of the Bailiwick Academy, and welcome everyone, old and new students. I hope you're all doing okay. Now, I know it is getting busier and busier every week kasi palapit na ang Pasko, di ba? At alam na super busy ang ating mga kusina. So may tulog pa ba kayo, guys? So gaano na ba kabigat ang inyong mga eye bags? Just kidding. But I hope you don't forgo rest, ha? Important yun para hindi tayo magkasakit. Okay? So remember, health is wealth. Now, speaking of busy rin kami sa The Bailiwick Academy sa pag-prepare ng mga content na makakatulong sa inyong mga bentables. Tulad na lamang ngayong gabi, aside sa madadagdagan ng inyong menu via not just one, but 2 awesome classes. But pwede kayong magtanong ng matagal nyo nang gustong itanong sa ating special guest for tonight. Yan. So, antayin lang natin yung ating special guest. Nakita nyo naman dun sa ating cover picture na kung sino yung ating special guest, no? So, if you have any questions, yan, i-type nyo lang yung mga, kahit na anong tanong, kasi magkakaroon tayo ng Ask Me Anything session sa ating guest for tonight. And after that, we're going to check kung ano yung class na ino-launch natin. Yan. Yan, good evening sa atin lahat. Mag-shoutout muna tayo sa ating mga viewers. Alright. So, hello, Grace Stone from New York. Yan. Hi, Jersey, Jill, Marilu, Abigail, Mirna, sino pa? Si Joyce Liberty. Yan. Good evening sa inyong lahat. Ayan, tell us where you're watching us from. Yan, para alam din natin kung saan kayo nanonood. Yan. Para malaman rin ng yung mga students natin and also other people na worldwide talaga yung sakop natin dito sa The Bailiwick Academy, no? Yan. And I can see a lot of people na parang sila yung ating avid viewers. Every Thursday, nandito sila lagi, no? Yan, thank you so much laging pag-abang ng mga episode namin every Thursday. Thank you so much. And yan, hello Maria, present. Sabi ni Maria. Yan, sabi ni Liberty. Hello, good evening, morning Ma'am Grace, Chef Joey and co-Bailiwickers. Kamusta po kayong lahat? Ayan. Guys, mag-isip na kayo kung ano yung mga questions ninyo para kay Chef Joey Prats. Okay? Kasi he'll be our special guest for tonight and we're just waiting for him. Okay? Actually, nandito na siya sa backstage pero hindi ko siya nakikita. Wala siyang video. I mean, wala siyang video. Nakikita ko lang yung name niya. Ayan. Ayan. Okay. Hello! Bigla na lumitaw si Chef Joey.
Hi!
Bigla muna natin ng palakpakan si Chef Joey. Ayan. Good evening, Chef. Good
Dito
evening,
na naman
Chef.
ako sa kwarto ni Frank, sa workshop ni Frank.
Oo nga po eh. Hello, Frank. Kamusta po kayo?
Ang kamay lang niya yung nakita niyo.
Oo nga eh. Baka gusto sumama na rin ni Frank dito.
Ano siya, aligaga sa paggawa ng mga project niya.
Oo nga, nakikita ko nga, Chef, ang dami niyang ginagawa, no? So, aside sa frowies pala, naggaganyan din siya sa kanyang mga couture na mga ginagawa.
Oh, yes.
No?
Dalawa yung kanyang in-enrollan na online class ngayon for fashion design, and then the other one naman is yung paggawa ng suits, yung bespoke, no? Kung tawagin.
Oo. Grabe. Yan, sobrang busy rin si Frank. And kayo, I'm sure fully book na ba kayo, Chef, sa Frowies for December?
Oh yes, halos book na kami for December. As early as now.
Oo nga eh. Grabe, I'm sure. Kasi naman patok na patok talaga yung ensaymada mo, no? And naging mas affordable pa siya ngayon, di ba?
Oo, kasi we made them a little bit smaller, no?
Oo. So yung hindi makahabol sa cut-off ni Chef Joey, better luck
So,
sa susunod.
sorry na lang. Valentine's na lang sila
Oo,
umorder.
Valentine's na lang, 'di ba? O yan. So guys, mag-type in lang kayo ng questions ninyo sa comment section dito sa ating chat box. Yan, kasi magkakaroon tayo ng Ask Me Anything session with Chef Joey Prats. Okay? So yun, kahit ano ba, Chef, sasagutin mo.
Anything. Anything under the sun. If I
Oo.
can answer, I will answer.
Yan, 'di ba? Kasi syempre, yung mga students natin, yan, gustong-gusto talaga nila makausap yan si Chef Joey. And yung iba, gusto nila yung ito may interaction niya with Chef Joey. Kaya yan, comment lang kayo or ask your questions dyan sa comment section. Okay, pero bago yan, Chef. Meron muna akong tanong para sa
Yes.
inyo.
Fire. Fire away.
Okay. Ayan. So, may tanong rin ako sa inyo, Chef, at saka dito sa ating mga bailiwickers. Yan. So, ito yung wait lang, natatawa na ako. What did the cashew say when it was chasing another nut?
What did the cashew say when it was chasing another nut?
Oo.
Mahirap yan ah. Sirit. Mahina ako dyan, Grace.
I'm gonna cashew.
Okay.
Ayan. So, guys.
Hindi ko nga mag-gets yung mga post. Hindi ko nga mag-gets yung mga
Hindi mo
post.
ba mag-gets?
Sabi ko, ano
Kasi
itong
nga
mga
po, Chef,
cashew?
mamaya explain natin. Kasi nga,
Oo, yung cashew-ma.
Basta, wait lang, mamaya.
Na-explain na sa akin, Ray. Sabi niya, kasama palang ibig sabihin. No?
Okay, oo, yes. Sinabi na sa'yo, explain na.
Na-explain na. Si Ray magaling dyan eh.
Okay, yan. May isa pa ako, Chef. So, guys,
sige,
paano
go.
kumaching ang kasoy?
Paano humaching? Eh di, cashew! Tama ba?
Galing ni Chef.
Yun madali
Ayan.
lang yun.
Oo, diba? Hindi na gets mo. Yeah, sorry na, Chef and our dear bailiwickers. I can't help it. Sobrang corny, no? Yan, pero anyway, tama na yung ating mga corny jokes. Yan.
Oh.
Ito na, Chef. Let us give the stage to Chef Joey Prats. Yan. So, yan. May nag-type na ba ng kanilang question sa ating chat box? Check natin.
Kailan daw i-release yung nelus ko? Sabi nung isa dito. Magandang question niya. Nasaan na yun?
Kailan
Nakita
ba,
ko
Chef?
kanina. Kailan i-launch ang Nelusco Cake? Ayan, si Maria Merita Tan Alvarez. Kailan nga ba, Grace? Malapit na, di ba?
Oo, malapit na, Chef. Kaya tayo nandito. malapit na. Kaya watch niyo itong ating live session para malaman nyo, maging updated kayo kung ilo-launch na namin yung class. Yan. Watch it until the end. Okay,
Oh, yes.
ito, may question
Ayan, may
tayo.
question.
Do we need to adjust the temperature and baking time kapag gagamit ng mga Pyrex at mga ceramic dish?
Yes. Yes. You have to reduce the temperature by about 25 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius. Kasi iba yung glass conducts heat differently from metal. So you really have to adjust. No? And then when you're using also, by the same logic, when you're using kahit metal to metal yan, when you're using a light-colored metal pan against a dark-colored metal pan, iba din yung temperatures na requirement. Kasi yung dark metal pan, mas mabilis nakaka-bake at mas brown ang end result.
Okay.
So adjustments are necessary.
Alright. So kapag yung glass at saka yung dark colored ones, yun, mag-a-adjust
Oo,
doon sa...
mag-a-adjust tayo.
Okay. So for artisan ensaymada, with regard to the bake, frost, and freeze practice, pwede i-refreeze ang ensaymada once thawed.
Pwede naman. Pero the more you freeze and thaw, yung pabalik-balik na proseso from freezer to room temperature, it creates more ice crystals. And when that happens, every time you thaw it out, the ice crystals would melt, turn to water. So it soaks up the ensaymada. So the ensaymada becomes soggy. So you want to avoid that. You want to avoid that.
So as much as possible, wag. Isang
So you
thaw
can
lang.
freeze it. Oo, isang thaw lang, and then yung left over, you just put it in the fridge. Or you only thaw out enough that, for consumption.
Kung may order. So how long in advance, chef, yung pwede nilang gawin yung yung
Wait,
ensaymada?
I'm assuming yung question is with regards to yung luto na ensaymada na may frosting and naka-wrap na, no?
Yes.
You can freeze it. Depende sa freezer, Grace, eh. Kasi like yung freezer ko, talagang meron siyang yung temperature control. Nakaset siya sa -20. So pag -20 ang temperature mo, you can freeze and maintain the ensaymada's quality for up to 3 months. Pero sa regular freezer na nagpa-fluctuate between -15 to -18 Celsius, mga 1 month, pwede yan.
Oh, okay. So, kailangan meron tayong thermometer. Kami pala.
Oo,
kailangan meron kami thermometer din sa freezer, ma-maintain yung -20.
Maganda kung ma-maintain mo -20.
Oo. So, kapag mas mababa, masyo-shorten yung yung shelf life. Tapos, depende rin po yun, chef, no? Kapag yung puno yung freezer mo or hindi, no? Yung
Oo,
yung
yes.
sa temperature. Okay.
Yes.
Yan. So,
Temperature is very important.
Opo. Yan. So, as much as possible, isang thaw lang, guys. Okay.
Yes.
Sino pa? Guys,
Sabi ni M.
questions?
Si M. Tiangco, sabi niya, Chef, feeling ko na sa artisan ensaymada ang pagyaman ng pamilya namin.
Nax.
Ang pagyaman, ito I'm speaking from experience kasi before I became an entrepreneur and bago ako nagtayo ng school, I was a working person, empleyado. I worked sa university, teaching. And during that time, yung pagyaman was always at the back of my mind. Kasi sino ba naman ang ayaw yumaman? Everybody wants to become rich. And ang akala ko, mahirap gawin yan. Mahirap gumawa ng pera. But, God works in mysterious ways. Nag-heart attack ako and all. And that led me to leave the school I was working for and put up my own. And in the process, na-discover ko na ang paggawa ng pera for entrepreneurs, I'm talking about, putting up a business and all of that. Madali siya if, number one, alam mo yung formula. When you have a winning product to sell, then it becomes very easy for you to make money. BailiTIP Academy provides you guys with everything that you need in order to set up your own home business. From the products to advice from the chefs, kahit kay Miss Grace, nagbibigay ng advice, how to run the business, yung food safety and sanitation, how to handle employees and all of that. You all have the means to become rich. It's all a matter of, are you willing to do what it takes to reach that point? Kasi ang negosyo, any business, it's a gamble. Sugal yan. So you have to be willing to take the gamble. Pero, if you know that you have a good product and you know that you are able to represent it well, madali lang kumita. Kanina nag-post ako, Grace, ng how to build an empire. Nakita mo yun, Doon sa ating. Na-inspire ako i-post yun kasi 2 of my students this year lang nag-communicate with me and said, alam mo, Chef, yung ensaymada class na tinake up namin 2018 and 2017. Sabi niya, we are now able to make so much every year. And we were able to buy a van. We were able to, get a housing loan and build a house just because of the ensaymada. So,
Nice.
if you have the guts, you have to have yung lakas ng loob. Wala kang lakas na loob, huwag kang magnegosyo kasi it becomes a burden on your part.
Oo. Mahirap naman kapag ganun, di ba?
You have, the means. All of you guys, you have the means.
Oo.
Mamili na kayo ng product nandun sa The BailiTIP Academy.
Correct.
It's just a matter of applying.
Nandito na lahat, di ba? Ikaw na lang ang kulang. Yung mga ganun. Diba? So, it's all up to you kung if you will take action, may gagawin ka ba dyan?
Exactly.
Or panonoorin mo lang ba siya? Or wala lang, bibilin mo lang tapos hindi mo napapanoorin or hindi mo siya
Oo,
gagawin, diba? So,
kasi marami sa students, diba? Add to cart. Tapos pag nag-sale ka na ganyan, pilihan. Tapos hindi na nagagawa.
Mm-mm.
You have to have that determination na hindi ka na bumabata. Everybody is growing old by the day. So you have to take action now, today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow may never come. Who knows? You have to do something now na.
Correct. So if you want change doon sa present na situation mo, 'di ba? You have to do something about it, 'di ba? So hindi naman yung tutunganga ka na lang, 'di ba? So kung gusto mo yumaman, edi you have to do something about it, 'di ba?
Oo, that's true.
Correct. Yan. So ito, Chef, question from Len. Is it possible to make a sugar-free ensaymada? Like replace the sugar with monk fruit or erythritol?
Well, sugar plays a very important role in baking. So it provides food for the yeast, for example. Not only sweetness. I would say, doon sa ensaymada dough itself, konti lang ang sugar natin sa ensaymada dough. No? It's basically a sweet dough. Try not to touch that because it affects the quality of the dough itself. Siguro you can skimp on the sugar pagdating dun sa toppings niya. Instead of putting sugar, then you put something else. No? Pero ang masasabi ko lang, and this is my advice, dun sa mga diabetics and dun sa mga sugar-restricted diets, kung bawal sa inyo ang sugar, huwag matakaw. Small portions. Even the American Diabetic Association allows the consumption of sugar by diabetics. Kailangan yan eh. Pero in required doses or portions. So instead of having maybe one big ensaymada, you can have. You cannot take out sugar. Oo, matikman lang. You cannot take out sugar completely from, especially from baked products.
Mahirap talaga yun.
That's true.
So everything in moderation, guys, di ba?
Everything in moderation.
Correct. Another question po, is it possible to incorporate chocolate or cocoa powder sa ensaymada dough?
Pwede. But you have to remember that when you add something, it changes the formula, no? You have to compensate by adjusting the other ingredients also. So when you add the cocoa powder, for example, that's a dryer. We call that a dryer because it dries up your dough. So you have to compensate by increasing the liquid a little bit and then the fat also. So there's a computation for that. But the short answer is yes, you can do that.
Okay. So maybe Chef Joey can share doon sa students natin kung paano. No? So yung
one of these days, I'll take a post.
Opo. Yan, we would appreciate that. Kung paano gagawing chocolate flavor yung
yes.
yung sudo. Yan. Pero pag si Chef Joey, no, sa taas ka lang nag-flavor, not sa base. Tama ba, Chef? Mas gusto mo yung
kasi
top.
Gusto yata nila yung mismong dough ang chocolate, di ba? Oo, pwede naman yun. You can do that. Sige, I'll study it and then I'll make a post one of these days. Maybe January na pag hindi na masyadong busy.
Correct. So, whenever you can lang, chef. Yan.
Oh,
Alam naman namin na sobrang busy mo. Yun. Sige po,
grabe.
chef. Opo. Yan. Sino pang may question? Tingnan ko nga to. Sabi ni Miss Angel, iba talaga pag si chef mag-advise. Yes. Lakasan ng loob talaga, net, no? Oh, lakasan ng loob, tsaka konting kapal ng mukha.
Oo, that's true, no? Because hindi ka pwedeng
Oo.
hiyain pag negosyante ka eh.
Oo. Kasi you're going to sell your stuff, di ba? Hindi ka pwedeng
Yeah,
magbenta-benta dyan ng tahimik ka lang, di ba?
but
Hindi malalaman ng tao.
the nice thing about being in business is hindi lang yung perang kikitain mo, pero yung satisfaction na you were able to do it with your own blood, sweat, and tears. No?
Oo,
Na
correct.
mapapalaki mo yung isang bagay from nothing, it becomes something.
Mm-mm. Correct.
And then sabi ko nga na yung dreams natin, lahat tayo may pangarap. And lahat tayo kaya nating ma-achieve yung pangarap. It's just really a matter of how badly do you want that dream to come. Kasi pag gusto mo ang isang bagay, gagawan mo ng paraan, hahanapan mo yan ng way. Di ba?
Opo.
Hi, Chef Alan. Nandiyan si Chef Alan. No?
Oo nga eh. So, chef, nakakatuwa nga yung ibang mga students natin, no, na meron na silang sariling shop, 'di ba? Na ang dami na rin nilang mga customers. Yun talaga na mga porsigido na magbenta, 'di ba? Yung
True, not
decided
just here,
talaga
no?
sila.
Oo,
Opo.
kahit sa ibang bansa, marami tayong students na naging successful na rin.
Opo, nakakatuwa nga eh. Sila Jackie, sila Rex, 'di ba? 'Yun, taga Canada. And yun, nakakatuwa na ang dami na nilang dami na nilang customers, may sarili na silang shop. And yung iba naman, chef, yung mga
Kasi sipag at
OFW
syaga
nga,
talaga.
correct.
Yes.
Yung mga iba naman, OFW, pupunta na dito sa Pilipinas, tapos nun, dito na sila nagtayo ng sarili nilang negosyo, di ba? Mga nag-resign na. Oo.
Ganun naman yun eh. And maganda doon kasi na, di ba, sabi ko nga, marami dyan, we're all employees to begin with. And then
Yes.
when you suddenly have a business that becomes successful, nare-realize mo na, when your business grows big and then nagkakaroon ka na ng mga tao, ng mga empleyado, then you're able to give them a good future and a good job kasi naintindihan mo yung hardship ng pagiging isang employee. Ang advice ko sa inyong lahat, ito, yung mga nagnenegosyo or yung papasok sa business, you treat your people well. You treat your employees well in such a way na don't give them a reason to leave you because they are your most precious asset. Okay? But at the same time, don't let them abuse you. Don't let them abuse you in any way, but you treat them well. Meron ako natanggap na message na sobra siyang worried kasi ayaw niyang i-share yung recipe niya sa kanyang baker.
Opo.
Ang sabi ko sa kanya, if you don't teach other people how to bake your products, then ikaw ang gagawa niya. You will not grow big. Kasi you can only do so much. But you trust people to be able to do the products by teaching them how to do it. Instead of worrying about the secret of your recipe coming out, you worry about the integrity of your brand. I always say this. Recipe is recipe. I'll give you an example. Yung ensaymada namin, yung luxury sweets, no? We sell that for how much? 250 per piece, 3,000 per dozen. Alam ng mga tao ko how to make that. But if they make it and sell it, do you really think they will be able to sell it at 3,000 per dozen? I don't think so. Why? They don't have the brand to back up that product. Even if they say, yan yung recipe ni Joey Prats, who's going to believe them? You can take any recipe and claim that it is the recipe of so and so, of this person, of that company. it's the brand that you have to really take care of. Because if you have a good brand, kahit anong ibenta mo, ibenta yan because of that brand, the reputation. That is what you take
Correct.
care of. That's what you
Yan.
take care of.
Ganda. So guys, may nagsabi kanina na mahina daw yung audio ko. Ngayon, what about now? Okay na ba guys? Chef, naririnig mo naman ako. Okay naman.
Oo, may konting echo lang.
May echo. Okay, ito. Wala nang echo.
Ayan. Oh, that's better.
Okay na? Much better ba?
Yes, mas better na. Maraming gustong pumunta sa Switzerland, sabi nila,
Oo nga po, chef pupunta kami lahat dyan.
Magkakapit bahay tayo.
Oo, yan. Magkapit bahay nga kami ni Chef Joey. Yan, yung pangarap ni Chef Joey, yan matagal na.
Oo. Doon sa may lake,
Ayan.
di ba? Para pagkapon, doon tayo sa porch natin, pasip-sip lang tayo ng wine.
Oo, correct. Kaya yan, umpisahan nyo na yung empire ninyo, di ba? Yung iba nag-umpisa na. So yung iba, ano pang inaantay nyo, di ba? Yun.
That's true.
Pero yung mga beginners naman, yun, wag naman kayong ma-dishearten na yung iba, sobrang big na sila. Tapos kayo nagsisimula pa lang, di ba? So, kanya-kanyang time lang rin yan. Di ba? So, doon din naman sila nagsimula eh. Nagsimula rin sila sa wala, hindi nila talaga alam before. Pero as they practice every day, ganyan, naging magaling na sila, di ba? Kaya naman nag-succeed sila ngayon. So, darating din yung time na magiging ganun din kayo. Kaya, huwag kayong mag-aalala. Sabi nga ni Miss Angel kanina, you build a brand, not just a business. Yan.
Yes.
So, tama yun. Ayan. So, buti na lang umokay na yung audio ko. Yan. Everyone starts somewhere. Yan. And sabi ni Miss Jamila, I am a nurse by profession po, pero talagang sinasagot ko po.
That's right.
Sinasangat ko po. Enjoy na enjoy po ako kahit pagod ako. I still find time to bake. Oo nga, si Jamila parang ang sipag. Parang lagi siyang nagbe-bake. So, yun yung nakakatuwa doon sa mga students natin. Meron silang day job, pero they still find time na mag-bake, di ba? Yung iba sa gabi lang nagbe-bake, tapos nun, yung iba weekend lang rin, nagtitake sila ng mga orders ng weekday, tapos nun sa weekend, yun. Tsaka sila nagbe-bake, tapos nag-dispose na lahat. Nakakatawa na kumikita naman sila doon sa pinaggagawa nila. And yung mga na-enroll nilang mga classes, na-return na sa kanila yung in-invest nila. Diba?
At nag-enjoy sila sa proseso ng paggawa, di ba?
Oo, correct. Na-enjoy na nila, kumita pa sila. O, diba?
Kumita pa sila.
Oo.
Right.
Correct. So, saan ka pa? Diba? So, dito lang yan sa The BailiTIP Academy.
The original. Pumapalakpak si Frank.
Lalagyan natin ang palakpak dyan. Ayun. So, guys, ano pang mga questions nyo? Nasagot na ba ni Chef Joey lahat ng mga questions nyo? Aside dun sa ensaymada, ano pa ba yung iba? Sige, Chef, pag-usapan kaya natin yung latest class. Yeah, pero bago pala natin pag-usapan, ipakita muna natin sa kanila yung teasers. Yan, let's watch
sige.
this.
Good idea.
Come join me in my kitchen and learn how to make a classic Filipino-inspired pastry. Festive Cashew Tart with salted caramel buttercream. Crisp, golden, buttery pastry cradles a delicious not-too-sweet filling of crunchy roasted cashew nuts in a brown sugar and butter syrup, adorned with a melt-in-your-mouth salted caramel buttercream and embellished with shards of golden caramel. fascinating class you can't afford to miss, exclusively at the BailiTIP Academy. Hello everyone! I'd like to invite you all to join me in this new class as we make an iconic cake from days past called Nelusko. Three layers of soft, fluffy chocolate sponge cake layered with a delicious, creamy chocolate buttercream and crunchy cashew nut praline, and decorated with elegant dark chocolate petals. A nostalgic cake you wouldn't want to miss. Available exclusively at the BailiTIP Academy.
Wow, di ba? Social talaga, bongga ng mga teasers ni Chef Joey.
Thank you, Norm.
Thank you, Norms. A special shout out kay Norms, ang creative director ni Chef Joey. Yan, Chef. So, nakaka-excite naman yung bago mong classes ngayon. So, that is the Festive Cashew Tart and Nelusko, no? So, kaya yung mga post namin lately, puro cashew. Kasi nga, para nung chinek namin, yun yung common sa kanilang dalawa. Yung, parehas silang merong cashew. Kaya yun. Puro cashew yung mga post natin. Pero, Chef, curious ako doon sa Nelusko. What is Nelusko ba? What is Nelusko?
Well, it's one of those cakes or sweets na wala siyang definitive history. Wala siyang exacting origins. Basta ang alam ng lahat, based on written documentation and accounts, is that it started in the 70s. I remember when I was a kid, yung mom ko, gumagawa siya ng Nelusko. And I always asked her, what is Nelusko? Sabi niya, I just learned this. It's a new cake. It has cashew nuts and it's chocolate cake. So I said, nagustuhan namin yun. Favorite namin ng mga brothers ko. So every weekend yan, gumagawa siya. And it was a treat for the family. Pero nung naglindol nung 1990 and we were residing in Baguio, na-damage yung house namin doon. We got airlifted to Manila. We had to start our lives all over again. In the process, nawala yung recipe niya. Lahat yung mga collection niya ng mga recipes, 2 libro nawala. Parang isa lang yata yung na-rescue niya na collection niya. So one of those na nawala is the Nelusko. And I've always, dreamed about making it again. So when one of our students, si Rachel, gumagawa na yan ng Nelusko. And nung nakita ko, sabi ko, alam mo, na-miss ko yung Nelusko ng mom ko. I think I will recreate it. So I started to experiment and to recreate it. And then, eto na nga, nilabas natin na, or ilalabas natin sa TBA. Mm-hmm. Sobrang siyang sarap. If you love chocolate, if you love cashew, then this is the cake for you.
Wow.
Pero syempre, pinasosyal natin ng konti, Grace, no? With the chocolate petals. Hindi kasama yun sa original recipe.
Oo nga eh. Parang ang social nga, may pa-chocolate petals pa.
Diba? Sobrang daling gawin doon. Ang mahirap doon, hindi mahirap. Ang kailangan nilang matutunan doon is the tempering of chocolate. Kaya yung recipe
sinama mo yung chef, no?
Kasama yun. Kaya the recipe is 4 pages long.
Wow, grabe. Kaya naman natagalan si Chef Joey sa paggawa ng class na to.
True.
Oo, grabe, 4 pages long. And alam niyo naman si Chef Joey, super detailed yan sa, when it comes to the class and also sa PDF, diba? So yun.
Kaya minsan nag-follow up ka, diba? Sabi ko, give me a few more days. Hindi pa tapos.
Oo, correct. Kasi naman, Chef, kinukulit rin ako ng mga students natin. Kailan may i-release? Wala pang pinapasok si Chef. Antay-antay na lang.
At saka madalas kasi, students don't know this, but when I conceptualize something, I test the recipes and all of that. And then when we shoot, hindi pa talaga naka-finalize yung recipe eh. So, we shoot, kumbaga sa pelikula na shooting mo na, pero after that, di ba minsan sa mga movies, the actors are asked to come back because they have to record additional dialogue and all of that. Parang ganun din. After the shoot, the product goes through more refinements and more improvements. Kaya minsan, mapapansin ng mga students natin na parang merong konting discrepancy yung video sa written recipe. For example, sinabi ko sa video na ganito 20%. Tapos sa recipe nakalagay 30%. It's because after the filming, we did the recipes again and again and again to improve them. And when I type the recipe already, I incorporate the improvements. So, if you see minor, hindi naman malalaking discrepancies, if you see minor discrepancies, the written recipe is the definitive gospel. That's your Bible. Okay? Just in case, para yung mga nagtatanong, ma-clarify na.
At saka may explanation din naman dun sa recipe PDF kung may discrepancy man, di ba?
Oo, I always make it a point naman eh.
Yes, thank you, Chef, sa pag-explain. I don't have to explain to everyone na.
At yun namang cashew tart, marami nagre-request yung cashew boat tarts, yung pampasalubong.
Oo.
And I always tell them, i-check nyo kaya yung page ni Chef Jimbo, kaya ni Chef Chona, kasi alam ko, they make those mga pasalubong types of classes. So sabi nila, gusto namin yung ibibigay namin sa mga VIPs na ganyan-ganyan. So sabi ko, sige, we'll create something na a little bit more high-end. So I placed the salted caramel, how to make those beautiful caramel embellishments. Pero sobra siyang sarap. Grabe. I love the cashew tart.
Can you describe nga, Chef, yung components na meron doon sa Festive Cashew Tart?
Sa Festive Cashew Tart, I started out with the crust, which is traditionally yung crust natin, di ba? Of course, the typical ingredients, the butter, the flour, and all of that. And then, ang mahirap doon, for me, labor-intensive to roll out the crust. And I find that to be very mabusisi, especially if you get orders na maramihan. So I created a crust that you don't have to roll out anymore. You simply have to press it onto your tart. And you don't even have to bake it blind. Yung iba minsan nilalagyan niya ng paper and then yung mga wheats. There's no need. It does not puff. It does not shrink. It's a foolproof tart crust. And then we fill the tart with a very delicious caramel filling or toffee filling, if you want to call it that, na super loaded with cashew nuts. And the beauty about this recipe, you can even add your own, kung gusto niyo ng cranberries, kung gusto niyo ng raisins, kung gusto niyo ng mga, different mix-ins, you can add it in there. And you can create signature tarts that will, stand out sa mga customers ninyo. And it's a very good thing to have for your Noche Buena table because number one, sobrang daling gawin. Pangalawa, ang tagal ng shelf life niya. Madaling ibenta.
Ilang months, Chef?
Hindi naman months.
Akala ko months. Pwede bang i-freeze?
Pwede mo siyang i-freeze, then it will last months, no? Pero normally, we refrigerate it and it can stand up to room temperature for like a day or two. So maganda siyang for pasalubong.
Okay.
And it's not sobrang expensive, pero it looks, super high-end.
Pero Chef, pwede rin nilang i-bake sa maliliit. Okay
Pwede
lang.
naman. Yes, tawagin lang nilang tartlets. Kasi pag tartlets, maliit. Pag tart, malaki.
Oo nga. So, kakaiba nga 'tong kasi sanayin lang yung iba sa mga boat tarts, yung mga gano'n, 'di ba? So, ito mas malaking version and
Pero
mas
alam mo,
okay siya.
Grace,
Oo,
as simple as those both tarts and pasalubong are, masarap din yung mga yun, ah.
opo.
Like minsan I look for something kasi
Yes.
'di ba puro high-end yung ginagawa namin. Sometimes I just want something simple, something na walang, mga borloloy or
Opo.
something na nandyan lang sa tabi-tabi.
Oo. Actually yung boat tarts, naka-line up rin yan kay Chef Chona. Yan, yun yung mga pampasalubong talaga. Yun.
Oo. Basta
Oo.
pasalubong Chef Mona, Chef Jimbo, yung dalawang yan.
Yes, correct. Yun. Pero I'm sure iba naman yun, yung sa kanila. Yun.
Oo, kasi
Ito
di ba
kay Chef Joey. Sige po.
yung
Sorry.
market natin, mga customers natin, iba-iba yung profile nila eh.
Opo.
So, there are those na naghahanap ng medyo high-end, then at least may choice tayo, di ba? If you want
Opo.
to cater to those, yung market naman na on a budget or gusto lang nila yung mga simpleng bagay na pwede nilang bitbitin, then you have those
Mm-mm.
pasalubong type of baked items.
Right. So, question po ni Miss Candy, can we use the crust for pies?
Um, Hindi ko ina-advise that you use it for pies because a pie crust should not be as sweet as a tart crust. Ang tart crust kasi high in sugar. Ang pie crust naman is more lean. So ang tart crust, ang pie crust madalas wala nga sugar eh, no? If ever meron, konti lang. So it's not really good for pies.
Right. So, if you
Yung
want
pie,
pies, Candy, meron klase Chef Joey.
the fabulous
Fabulous
pie.
pies. Yes.
Yung pie crust,
Yun.
pwede mong gamitin yun for empanadas. Yes, yun pwede. Kasi marami din nagtanong nun eh. And vice versa, yung empanada crust ko, you can make that into a pie crust.
Oh, yan, may idea na naman kayo ah. So, yung mga naka-enroll doon sa empanada class or ano pa yun, is sa empanada class, pwede rin siyang gawing pies, di ba? So,
Yung,
palitan nyo na lang kung ano yung filling doon and toppings, di ba? So, pwede pala.
actually, yung empanadas, pwede mo siyang i-bake in yung tart pans na maliliit, tartlet pans na maliliit, or pie
Opo.
pans na maliliit. Yung mga 1 inch or 1.5 inch deep. And then, lalagyan mo rin siya ng top crust. So, it's not an empanada anymore. It's a pot pie.
Wow, di ba? Iba na
So, you
naman.
can make pot pie. Pero
Tapos
say it
meron
like
pa
the
siya
bread.
yung Hokkaido cheese tart, no? So, iba rin po yun. Yung crust nun, yung Hokkaido cheese tart.
Slightly different din yan. Slightly different din yan.
Different din. Oh,
Oh.
yun. So, mamili na lang kayo kung ano dun. yung yung isa-select nyong crust, di ba? So, since may difference sila, select ninyo yung the best para sa inyo. Di ba?
Oh, yes.
Yun, iba-iba rin kasi tayo ng panlasa. So, kung ano doon, i-try ninyo. So, don't be afraid to mix and match doon sa mga ibang mga recipes na meron kayo. Yun, para magkaroon kayo ng sariling recipe rin ninyo, 'di ba? Na
Oh,
ginawa
yes.
ninyo, na maging specialty niyo 'yun, 'di ba? 'Yun. Sabi nga ni Miss Maria, yung Hokkaido cheese tart daw is a winner too. Yan. Gusto ko nga gawin yun next week. Nag-ano ako ng ingredients. Meron na akong cream cheese eh. Yan. Wala lang ako nung iba. Kaya yun, kukompletuhin ko pa. Yan. So, Chef, yung nelus ko naman, can you describe nga po yung components ng nelus ko? So, it's a chocolate cake na merong
Yes.
nuts.
So I opted for a very moist chocolate chiffon cake. Yung mga early recipes kasi niyan, they use what you call a whole egg sponge cake. Para siyang genoise. Pero since that kind of a cake is a little bit on the dry side and also mas kailangan mo ng skill to execute, I opted for a better type of a sponge cake, which is a chiffon cake. And then you have the option to moisten it with simple syrup. It's a moist cake already, pero kung gusto mo pa talaga ng moist, kasi may naghahanap dyan ng talagang extra, super duper, ultra moist, meron kang option. Nilagay ko dun sa written recipe, yung simple syrup option. You can prepare that. And then, it is filled with a mixture of a very delicious, creamy, dark chocolate buttercream mixed with cashew nut praline. Ayan. So, 3 layers yan. And then, the whole cake is enrobed with more cashew nut praline on the sides. And then it is majestically crowned with rows and rows of chocolate petals, which I show in detail how to make.
Opo. Yes. So, maganda dito kasama rin yung tempering. So, tinuro rin
Kasama
Chef
yung
Joey
tempering.
yan. Oo. So, optional naman yun, yung decoration dun sa taas. Pero,
Yes.
mas maganda kung meron, di ba? Mas bongga.
Kasi madaling mag-step
Oo.
down, di ba? Kaya I show always
Oo.
when I do my demos, I always show what you can do on a level 10. Para if you want to go level 8, level 7, madali ka mag-step down. Ang mahirap yung, eto lang yung natutunan mo, gusto mong iakyat dito.
Correct. And sa mga components naman ni Chef Joey, you can use it with other recipes too. Di ba?
Ay, that's true.
So,
Don't be afraid to mix and match.
Opo. Yan. Nandito pala si Chef Jimbo. Pa-shout out daw. Hi, Chef Jimbo.
Hi, Chef Jimbo. Ayan. Hi, Chef Jimbo.
Yan. Sabi ni Rio pala, paano mo isa-slice? I was wondering how would you slice the tart that big?
You use a serrated knife, a long serrated knife with a sewing motion.
Yun lang talaga ang secret.
It's very simple, oo.
Oo. So, wag na tayo masyadong mag-overthink. Yun lang talaga. So, serrated knife. Diba? Tapos, yung iba kasi
A long serrated knife,
pinoproblema.
sewing motion.
Yes. Yung iba kasi siya pinoproblema yung nasisira yung crust, diba? Na pag slice nila, nagka-crumble. So, itong recipe mo, hindi ganun.
Yung crust niya, it doesn't crumble like the regular short crust pastry. Mas solid siya, pero it melts in the mouth.
Nice. Tapos ang ganda nun, hindi mo na iba blind bake, diba? So,
Hindi.
cut
Wala
yun
blind
sa
bake.
oras natin.
At ang maganda
Wala
doon,
blind
Grace,
baking.
ang maganda doon, for example, today, hindi masyadong maraming orders mo. Pwede mong gawin yung crust mismo. Wag mo muna lutuin. I-press mo lang dun sa pan niya. I-freeze mo up to 1 month. Tapos kung meron kang order, you just take it out of the freezer, thaw it out, and then diretso sa oven. So it's something that you could do ahead of time.
So, pwede pala yun. So, tama-tama doon sa question ni Miss Rose na can we make the crust ahead of time and freeze?
There you
So,
go.
answer doon sa question mo, yes.
Bili ka lang ng maraming pan.
So, dapat nga, sa pan, kasama siya sa pan na i-freeze mo, lalagay mo sa ref.
Yes. Kung makakabili ka ng mga disposable tart pans, edi mas maganda kasi kasama na yun sa pagbenta mo, di ba?
Oo. So, pwede po yung mga aluminum pie pans.
Pwede. Oh yes, pwede naman.
Pwede rin, no?
Pwede yan.
Pero mas mataas nga lang yun. Or merong mas mababa.
Ito mas mababa nun, yung parang 1 inch lang.
Oo. Okay.
Ang maganda dyan,
Ayun.
kung pagod ka na sa fruitcake for Christmas, kasi, Chef Chona's fruitcake is so good also. So if you're looking for a fruitcake, enroll in Chef Chona's class. I know that you'll be happy with that. But if you're tired of fruitcake because you get fruitcakes left and right every Christmas season, then you have the tart as an option. Para maiba naman.
Correct. Diba? At saka, yun check nyo yung area nyo, baka puro fruitcake na kayo or pare-parehas na kayo ng binibenta dyan. Diba?
Ang masama kasi sa fruitcake, kung hindi masarap yung fruitcake, mo sa isang tao, tapos ibigay niya sa isa pang tao, pasa-pasa, before you know it, babalik na sa'yo yung fruitcake. may magbibigay sa'yo, tapos sabi mo, ito yung fruit cake na binigay ko dun sa kaibigan ko, umikot lang bumalik sa akin.
Grabe. Ganun ka, ano no? Bumalik na sa'yo. Oo. O, ito namang tart, di ba? Itong Festive Cashew Tart or na-lose ko, yan. Panigurado, hindi babalik sa'yo.
Hindi babalik. Actually, hindi aabot ng the second day yan kasi dito nga sa amin, nung ginawa namin yan, kahit pa ulit-ulit na, ubus pa rin eh.
Oo, correct. Yan, I'm sure sa inyo rin, kapag nagawa ninyo ito, nako, wala pang one day, parang, kailangan bang i-chill, chef, yung tart or tsaka yung na-lose ko bago kainin, bago i-slice? I-chill muna, kinabukasan, ganyan, bago kainin.
Ako gusto ko yung cake ko cold, malamig. Pero may mga tao kasi like yung brother ko, gusto naman yan room temp para daw malambot yung frosting and everything. Pero kailangan siyang i-chill if you're going to store it.
Oh, okay. Yan. So kapag store, kailangan i-chill. So, pero out of the oven, pwede na bang tumikim? Kasi yung ganun yung gawain natin, di ba?
Well, mainit pa yung cake. So, kailangan pala palamigin, tapos i-cake muna ang cake.
Parang dito sa bahay, nakaabang na yung mga anak ko lagi na paglabas ng ng products from the oven, nakaabang na sila, may kanya-kanya silang plato. Nakaka-pressure yung iba, minsan pa kinountdown pa ako na inorasan pa ako talaga. Diba? So
Sabi ni Chef Jimbo, Chef Jimbo, sabi niya, kailangan ko na ba maniwalang masarap yan?
Oo. Alam mo to si Chef Jimbo, lagi yang hindi naniniwala.
Kaya kailangan padalhan siya para masabi niya nga masarap talaga.
Oo, correct. Laging ganyan si Chef Jimbo, guys. Masanay na kayo. Ito naman si M. Sana magkaroon daw ng cake version ng Dunkin' Donut Choco Butternut.
Cake version. Sige. Kung maraming request niyan, then I can start, doing research and development.
Correct.
For next
So kung
year.
marami kayong magre-request, yan, kulitin nyo lang si Chef Joey. Yan. Sabi ni Miss Rose, my client will ask for new product always. Last year, I sold Japanese cake, bibingkas, and Hokkaido for holiday. Now, tart and nelusco. Yes, yan. May bago naman tayo sa menu, di ba? Ayan. So, dahil dyan, yan, maraming salamat doon sa mga nagtanong sa ating comment section. And, syempre, since today, yan, ilo-launch na namin yung ating bagong class na Festive Cashew Tart and also Nelusco. We will be giving 20% discount doon as introductory price sa ating class launch. Yan, so we'll be launching 2 classes today, ha? Yan. So dating from the original price niya na 2,299 pesos, magiging 1,800 pesos na lamang siya. O, di ba? Saya-saya. Yan. So starting 10 p.m. Ay, merong nag-message kanina. Available na ba, guys? Steph? Available na ba sa website?
Available na ba?
Ayan. May nag-message kanina dito sa comment section. Pero anyway, ayan. So we will launch it at 10 p.m. tonight hanggang, so yung promo price natin, 10 p.m. tonight hanggang tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. So PH time pa rin tayo, guys. Hindi tayo nagbabago. Okay?
Ayan.
So every time na meron tayong launch and promo, mga ganyan, PH time lagi yung sinusunod natin. Alright? So yun.
Lang yan, guys. 20, parang 26 hours.
Ano po, Chef? Sorry.
So, parang 26 hours lang siya available na at the promo price. So if you catch it at that price, then you have 1 day to make the purchase.
Correct. So, yun. So, ito nakalagay, Festive Cashew Tart and na-lose ko. Intro price niya, 1,800 each. Each yan, guys. Baka malito kayo. Mamaya sabihin nyo, dalawa, 1,800. Yan. So, nakasave kayo ng 500 pesos, o diba? So, sabi nga ni Chef, 26 hours. So, you
26
only
hours.
have until tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. Okay? So, ilalagay namin dito sa comment section kapag yung exact link doon sa site. So, it will be available. 4 minutes na lang, guys. Ito si Rio, nagka-countdown na siya. Sabi ni Miss Candy, sabi ni Miss Candy, eksakto daw sa 13-month. Yan, oo. Talaga naman. Ayan. Si Jersey naman, ito, niyan. Ayaw ko kasi may allergy ako dito eh. May allergy daw. Ay, alisin mo yung
Saan
mask.
ka allergic, Jersey? Sa cashew?
Paano yun, Chef? Alisin na lang yung cashew, iba na lang.
Kung cashew din, syempre pwede naman palitan ng other nuts yan, di ba? You can change it with other nuts.
Okay. Pero dapat may nuts pa rin. So, hindi siya pwede dun sa, may nut allergy.
You can use any dried fruit or dried nut. Kaya lang kasi dried fruit, high in sugar na yun eh. So sobrang matamis.
Okay. Yan. Si Miss Rio sa panic buying ata. Oo, madami din sa mga students natin, no? Nagpa-panic buying. Yan kasi naman.
Parang mauubusan.
Oo, correct. In-include na, ginawa nating 26 hours. Yung natin, yung promo price from the intro. Kasi naman yung iba, di ba, taga ibang bansa pa, ibang time zone, yan. So yung iba, sabi na, paano naman kami? Hindi sila nakaka-avail.
Yun na nga. Ito si Lot, sabi niya si Lot Lag. Allergy po siya sa pagpindot, Chef Joey. Pagpindot ng add to cart.
Oo. Ayan. Si Jersey, yan. Thank you sa support mo sa mga classes namin. Actually, parang lahat, every launch namin dito sa The BailiTIP Academy, meron siya, bumibili siya. So, sana Jersey, i-share mo sa amin sa group and yun sa students natin sa student lounge na yung mga gawa mo. Yan. Abangan namin yan. Yan. Sabi ni Miss Carla, pwede daw ba yung pumpkin seeds?
Varela? Asking if pwedeng pumpkin seeds. Yes, pwedeng pumpkin seeds.
Yes.
Pwede.
Okay, so pwedeng pumpkin seeds. Pistachio, mas mahal ang costing nun. Oh, mas mahal nga.
Pwede. Yeah.
Oo. Yan. Basta any nut. Yan. Pwede. Yan. So, sabi Ms. Maria, are you ready, keyboard warriors? Alam mo, Chef, tong mga natin, mga audience natin, every Thursday nandito sila. Nakakatuwa.
Kasi mahal na mahal nila
mag-comment. Oo, yan. Miss Maria, one more minute. Ayan. So, you know now what to do, Bailiwickers, ha? Add to cart and check out. Check out na. Idiretso na niya kasi you only have until tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. Yan.
Yes.
Nalus ko, juice ko daw.
Nalus ko, juice ko, sabi ni Regema.
Correct. Si Mami Lot, papaload na daw siya ng GCash agad. Yan, guys, meron na tayong GCash option doon sa website natin na hindi nyo na ako kukulitin. So, select nyo lang yung Dragon Pay tapos ng GCash. Yun. Meron na siyang option doon. Tapos, I don't know if you know this already, yung iba, meron tayong installment option doon sa website natin, BailiTIP. So, select nyo lang rin yun. Tapos nun, yun, naka-installment yung ninyo, bayad dun sa class. O, diba? Ang galing.
Ang galing naman, may installment talaga.
Oo, hindi mo alam siya. Di ka updated,
Alam.
Yun, meron tayong installment option. Yun. So yun, marami nang nag-avail actually nung yung installment option natin. Dragon Pay tapos BailiTIP. And meron yun 3 months, 6 months, ganyan. Tapos nun, o 'di ba, pwedeng gawin mo na yung class. Tapos ang ibenta mo yung
Yes.
yung output mo, 'di ba? Yung kinita mo, edi yun yung pambayad mo sa installment.
Mm,
'Di ba?
tama.
Ayun. Yan. So guys, alam na ninyo yung gagawin ninyo ulit. Yan, nandiyan available na yung class doon sa website natin. 10:01 na. Maraming salamat, Chef Joey, sa pag-guest mo dito sa ating live again. Yan, thank you so much for spending your time with us. It is always an honor to have you here, and I'm sure our viewers feel the same. Yan, again, I am Grace Parazo. Yes, thank you so much, Chef. Yan. Thank you sa lahat ng mga nanood sa atin today. And punta na kayo doon sa website, click nyo yung sort by newest. Then, yan, makikita nyo na yung Festive Cashew Tart doon and Nelusco. Okay? So again, I am Grace Parazo. Thank you, everyone. And always remember, we are here to turn your passion into profit.